I think the problem that a lot of us run into when we try to do the right thing or we try to express ourselves or be positive is that the vast majority of fucking people that we live around are just pieces of shit. And I think that a lot of people just kind of live with a certain amount of acceptance over the fact that their family isn't shit, their parents aren't shit, and they don't really have control over that. Like, you don't have control over that. It's like, well, if I found out that my father was a creepy stalker nut job, what effect would that have on me? Like, and I think that's actually pretty sad. I don't really know because I think that, like, especially with me, since I've been gang stalked for probably for so long now, it's almost become generational. So that would mean that people grew up and then they had a family of themselves, and then they were just like these creepy freaks or stalkers, and they were out there creeping on people and stalking them, and their family had to watch as they behave like this. And I was like, well, I mean, it's kind of, for someone who actually looked up to their father, I don't know if I could look up to a parent that was a creepy freak. And I feel kind of bad because I was like, well, your father wasn't shit. Obviously, your father is a piece of shit. You have to live with that. Which would be, I don't know. I honestly wouldn't know what that was like, on the internet. On the internet, a person was talking about, how their relationship with their father, and I was like, I don't know what it would be like to look down on my own parents. I don't know what it would be like to just be like, my dad isn't shit, or he's a fucking weirdo. Like, that's not something I can relate to, and I wanted to be fair about that. Like, I don't know what that's like. I don't think that would have been the end all of everything. I think that I still would have been myself. I could have been better than him. But I was actually fortunate to have a father who was at least on par with me, if not better than me, which I think is healthier. Like, he wasn't a creep in any way. Like, he wasn't this creepy weirdo. And I think the people out here have accepted that their parents are creepy weirdos or freaks or pieces of shit. And that's all they're going to be. And they can't be better than that. And they won't be better than that. And I think what happens is there's an acceptance that these people aren't shit and they're never going to be shit. Their parents aren't shit. And their parents before them weren't shit. And it's like this long line of fucking people who aren't shit. The people out here aren't shit, and they know they aren't shit, and they're never going to be shit. They've accepted that. And I think that was what allowed the operation to take hold. So, like, that's why sometimes people say you shouldn't tell people they aren't shit, or they're never going to be shit. Because then they accept that, and then, you get some shit like this where everybody becomes a fucking weirdo. And to be fair, to the people listening, I don't really want to be the guy. Like, I can't tell you that you are shit. Only you can tell you that. I mean, I can say you're not shit right now. I don't know if in the future you could be better. Like, God knows. God knows. I mean, he would know that. Or maybe I should say, I don't want to be the guy who's going to tell you that you're never going to be shit. I think that's a little bit more honest. I don't want to be the guy who's going to tell you that you're never going to be shit. Even though you may never be shit. Even though that might actually be how it is. But especially for the people who are new to the channel, right now these people legitimately aren't shit. And I say that because of how they behave. They aren't shit. I mean, I don't judge people for their feelings. I do judge them for their behavior. Well, I don't judge them, but I mean, obviously I could call out their behavior. If it affects me, I can call it out. Like, if they're after me, if they're hunting me, okay, which they're doing. So like when people say, well, you're ranting or you're being negative, these people are hunting me. And I'm not exaggerating. They are literally hunting me. They're stalking me. They're terrorizing me. They're harassing me. I have every right to call them out or to, you know, say whatever thing I need to say to them, because they're not in their bubble. They're not just doing things in the privacy of their home and it's not affecting anybody. These people have not only joined some sort of evil fucking cult or gang, but they're actively hunting me. So I have every right to call them out. So that's why when like people are like, why, you know, you're ranting, and they're making it seem like I'm just talking about these random things that have no effect on me or are really none of my business. That's not the case. I'm talking about people who are actively oppressing and hunting me. Okay, so that's different. That's like you complaining about a person who is inside your home robbing it. This person is actively committing a crime against you. You're going to have something to say about that. It is not going to be nice. So let's be fair, for the freaks and all the weirdos. Well, if the freaks and weirdos stayed in their lane and didn't bother me, I wouldn't bother them. The freaks and weirdos are actively bothering me, which is why I'm calling them out. I'm not out there talking about the Furbies or whatever the hell it is. I don't know if they call them Furbies or whatever. I told, for all of you, you're not fucking with me. So that's it. I don't give a fuck. You're not fucking with me. We got these people, these thugs and freaks and fucking weirdos, and they're literally fucking doing everything possible to fuck my shit up. Therefore, they're gonna get called out, because I don't feel like they are fucking after me and fucking hunting me. And we're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, this guy's just saying all this shit for no reason. I'm like, what part of these people are fucking hunting me don't you fucking understand? You're acting like this shit's normal. There's nothing normal about this shit. Who the fuck would have a bunch of fucking crazy freaks fucking terrorizing them and not have something to say about it? I'm actually surprised people are surprised that I'm actually calling them out. Who the fuck wouldn't call them out? You're saying if you had a bunch of gang members breaking into your fucking car, you're just gonna not say anything about it and just say, oh, well, they're just breaking into my car. I mean, I shouldn't even complain about that. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have something to say, right? That's why I said I'm a crime victim. I'm a crime victim. These fucking maniacs are stealing and fucking doing all this crazy shit. They're stealing from me. They're fucking robbing me. They're breaking into my shit. And then everybody's like, wow, this guy is saying shit about them. I'm like, wow, what the fuck does a person have to do? How much crime can they commit against you before you say something? I'm pretty sure the first crime they commit against you, you're talking about that. All right? So I'm talking about crime. You see these people? I don't give a fuck how normal they're acting. They're fucking criminals, and I'm calling them out. Not just criminals, but criminals, and they are fucking stalking me and harassing me and doing a bunch of fucking criminal shit towards me, which is why I am talking about them. It's not judging them. If the fucking cocksuckers are terrorizing me, it's not judging them. I was like, you're a fucking terrorist and a fucking psychopath and my problem. So yes, you're gonna get called out. That's why I wonder, the collective intelligence, not very intelligent, the collective intelligence, you know, people are so lowbrow nowadays. Like, you know, you just live in this bubble of stupidity. So many people. They don't even understand what the hell's going on. I'm like, well, I showed all these videos. People should understand what the fuck's going on and why things are the way they are. If these idiots had never bothered me, they could be as fucked up as they want to be. They're fucking they're terrorizing me. What part of they're terrorizing me don't people understand? Outside of that, they could go out and kill all the people they want. They could kill people. They could burn the fucking city down. You know what? That is between them and law enforcement. But the motherfuckers brought their shit into my shit. That's why I'm talking about them, because these freaks cannot stay in their fucking lane. The freaks are my problem. That's why we have these rants. Why I have these rants. That fucking freak, that fucking piece of shit freak, made a conscious decision to become my problem. He decided to become my problem. Therefore, he's getting called out, because the freak has done everything possible to make it so that I would call him out. I mean, he couldn't have possibly done more. So in case people didn't quite understand what the fuck the situation is, That's what the fuck it is. That's why I say shit. But of course, I don't think that it's effective. I don't think it matters, because the type of fucking freak mind that I attract is basically like somebody that fucking Joker will recruit in the Dark Knight series or some shit. Some fucking maniac from the, from a mental asylum, and they don't give a fuck. I mean, I'll just accept that. I accept that. I'm just saying, like, the reason why I called a piece of shit out is because they're doing everything possible to make it so that I would call them a fuck out. And that makes sense. We're not judging the, not judging the community, the greater community of the United States or the world. These people are my problem. They are a big problem. Big problem. Like, the type of problem if you lived in a ghetto and the gang members were stealing your shit every day. I mean, this is a problem. This is not something you can just ignore, right? This is a problem. You got to deal with this shit, right? So you're going to be thinking about it and talking about it. You're going to be like, oh man, this guy broke into my car for this third time. I need to get to work. That's a problem. I should talk about that. I should say something. But the idea that people would suggest that you shouldn't even say anything, like when that shit happens, like when motherfucking some thug breaks into your car, steals your shit, you should have no problem with that. Like, you should just act like that didn't even happen. It's a strange world that we live in when people are thinking like that. It really is. So, yeah, that's why, another reason why I do what I do, and I covered why I do what I do, and I think in my last vlog. Thought I'd touch on this topic one more time. Until next video, peace everybody.